back to my channel. I am going to be working on day 17 of Advent in my journaling Bible. It is John chapter 1 verse 14, and I just have some supplies here that I'm just going to go over with you before I put you on fast forward. So I have the stickers from the Advent kit this year, the Grace and Gratitude. I am hopefully going to be able to bust these out in today's entry. I'm using the grids from Elaine Davis in the Print and Pray shop. And I'm also using some of her printables from last year in the Print and Pray shop as well. And of course, her beautiful snowflakes and Christmas trees that are also in the Print and Pray shop. I have these printed on the clear label paper. It is the Avery 8665. I've used these a lot on my channel. And I will link it down below if that's something that you're interested in. You'll see how it just melts onto the page, and you can still read underneath your Bible or underneath the image. And I have some Target paints that I've pulled. I'm using Sherbert and Robin's Egg, and then I'm also using the Heavy Body Acrylic in Cobalt Turquoise, just a little bit of a darker color. And just some basics, my pen, my tape runner, some washi from the Grace and Gratitude kit as well. Hopefully I'll be able to use all of these products and a little bit more, and I'll be sure to link everything down in the description below. Let's get started. I'm going to start by just boxing off my verse, and like I said, I am in John chapter 1 verse 14, and it says, "So the Word became human and made his home among us. He was full of unfailing love and faithfulness, and we have seen his glory, the glory of the Father's one and only Son." And the word that stuck out to me was glory, and so that's going to be where you'll end up seeing my title kind of come together after I get this paint on the page. And I'm just taking my brush. I've used the same size brush for this entry. I'm just putting different paint color swatches on the page, just around where I'm going to be doing my journaling and kind of making a little frame for where my title is going to go. And I'm using them in kind of the same size swipes for the Robin's Egg and the Sherbert. But for the Cobalt color, I'm going to do a little bit of smaller paint swatches. I do decide to take my heat tool with the lighter colors before I add this darker color, just to ensure that the page doesn't get too muddy or too brown if the paints were to mix with each other. So that is a little tip, that if you're starting to see that your page is kind of all mixing together, try using a heat tool or even a blow dryer just to get it a little bit dry and so the paint colors set. I knew that I wanted to use that little number 17 that I pointed out at the beginning of the video to represent the 17th day of Advent that I was journaling. And so that color had like a salmon color to it, and that was kind of the inspiration behind the pieces that I chose from the Print and Pray shop. So you're just going to see me cutting them out now. I'm just kind of fussy cutting them, choosing what I want to pick, and then from there I'll slowly kind of put them on the page where I want them to go. I love these labels from Elaine Davis. Another trick that I have is if you don't want them in color, you can print them in black and white, and they will give you the gray and black options, which are super neutral, and you could use really on any journal entry, which is really fun. I'm going to take the 17 and I'm putting it on cardstock because I did originally have it printed on sticker paper, but I have been making my numbers for Advent pop off the page using the little scrapbook little backers that make the little foam dots that make them stick out a little bit and add some 3D texture to my page. I have been doing that with all the numbers. So what I did is I just took the 17 sticker and I put it on cardstock, and then I just cut around it, and then it turned into a die cut that now I can put the foam adhesive on the back, which you will see very soon. The placement for my Print and Pray items actually just kind of came together organically. I saw where I had like my big white patches of space that I wanted to fill in, and I knew that I was going to use that word glory for part of my title. And so I just am going to end up being able to nestle that right next to that Christmas tree and above that little paint swatch, and it's going to just kind of hug into my title perfectly. And that just came together completely organically. That wasn't even really planned. It's just kind of how it happened, which I love when that happens because it doesn't happen all that often. The stamp set that I pulled out is one that comes from the Advent kit, the Grace and Gratitude kit. It is unfortunately sold out, I believe, but you can use alphabet stickers or another stamp that says joy, and it will give you the same effect. I will link the Grace and Gratitude book down below though, so if you do want to work through the 100 days, you can definitely check that out. During that little stint of time, my phone cut out and stopped recording, unfortunately, but you did not miss much. All I did was stamp that word joy onto the label and get it placed down. And now I'm just kind of finalizing where things are going. I'm going to have this snowflake hang off the edge of my page, and then I'm going to be able to flip that and put it down at the bottom just to fill in some of that white space. Reaching for my smaller alphabet stamps, I just got this little stamp set, I think in like the dollar section at Target. I love to kind of pillage through there and see what I can find to add to my journaling stash because it's always really cheap. But I am just going to finish off my title so it will say joy in his glory. And with that, then I'm going to reach over to the left where you see those little foam dots, and I'm going to put those on the back of that 17. I just got my foam dots at Michael's in the scrapbooking section. I'm sure they have them on Amazon or at any craft store that you can find, but I love that these dots were a little bit smaller because I knew that I would maybe want to use them with smaller pieces in my Bible. I especially love to use it in my illustrating Bible because it has that spiral bound binding, and it makes for the 3D pieces to be able to fit a little bit better in the Bible. I have no idea why the color changed with the background. I'm sorry about that. In a minute, it should change back for you. I'm just going through this little bag of Advent clips and die cuts that I have to see if I can find a cute little tab. And I did end with this little bow clip. You can get them at Dayspring. I will put the link down below where you can purchase them. I even think they're on sale right now, which is great. I'm going to finish off with my date stamp, and then I'm going to add a little bit of journaling. And I will leave you guys with some close-ups. Please make sure to like and subscribe and share all of the wonderful things that you are doing in your Bible, and share them on Instagram and YouTube and all that great stuff. I love how this community continues to come together and share advice and tips and all of that great stuff. And I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas. I might not be making a video before the holidays, so if not, have a Merry Christmas and a super happy New Year. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!